How's it feel? Cruising through the city on tail. Feel like I just won me a meal. Baby, wanna show you what's real. We can build with you by my side. Baby, we could fall out the night and sit up like the stars in the sky. Cause baby, are you down to ride with me by your side? Oh.
Yo, you're now tuning into the No Yes Man podcast. You're now listening to episode 10. We out here. It's gonna be a wild episode. Everybody's kind of hyped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all?
It's your boy New Future Flash in the building. We got the homies.
Yo, it's your boy Trues.
S. Dot in the building.
The real mall.
The realest.
Hey. So, it's been kind of an eventful week for everybody. You know what I mean?
Tell me about it.
How'd your kids, how'd your wives? You hear about the Cardi shit?
Still Cardi.
Bro, what's crazy about it is, I'm scrolling on the timeline, all the girls got her back.
Can I before we even?
What's that
I'm gonna read some stuff and then we can jump into it.
All right, good, yeah, because it's been crazy out here.
I screenshotted some stuff just to for this very moment.
He came prepared with notes.
It has been a little wilding from I'll say the women's side of it.
So my homeboy Dre, Bless Turner, shout him out. He
Shout out
posted,
Bless, go follow Bless.
Believe that. Dope music, dope beats, a little bit of everything.
And his stories is crazy.
Bring out the best IG stories out here, period.
At Bless Turner.
But so he posted, the post says Cardi B defends herself after video resurfaces of her saying she drugged and robbed men as a stripper. So one chick commented, she said, if you knew the type of shit men do or try to do to us in the strip club, that is nothing compared to what they truly deserve. Not saying she was right, but I mean, she ain't all that wrong. LOL. What? She thought that shit was funny.
Oh, well.
So another goofball commented off what she said. She said, I had a guy whip his dick out bare and try to force me to sit on it, so fuck them. Men do this shit to women on almost a regular, except they rape the women. She just robbing them. Just robbing them. She just robbing them.
But she said she was having sex with him too.
Let me finish. So then some other goofy ass broad, and it's not for you respectable, beautiful black queens. I'm not referring to y'all. I'm talking to the goofballs who say shit like this.
Specific.
What about
we just don't know your names individually.
Yeah.
So we say goofballs.
So this other goofball ass broad comments off of her comment and goes, this lady has a point. No harm was done. Just woke up from a nap missing a wallet. They won't buy ass no more. With a whole bunch of laughing emojis.
And then I read one that was saying that it's consensual as soon as they go to her hotel room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So,
which is
I mean,
all of that shit is weird.
Is there a
So the
non-disclosure agreement saying that if I get robbed and I signed up for it, it's consent?
But let me throw this extra piece in there too, because people just talking about the robbing part. She also said in the video,
This is her words.
Yeah, but there's another bit like all in the process of this, another video. So it's all only people pulling out is the robbing part.
Yeah.
But another part that she said was she'll get a nigga drunk or out high off pills, bring another girl in, have him fuck both of them, but the whole time the other girl is a tranny. And like laugh at the nigga like, yeah, you fucked a nigga, like da. Like, so it's more than just the robbing nigga. She gets niggas to fuck other men too.
Okay, so like let's stick to the robbing part. People are thinking that robberies is just perfect situation, like, oh, we go in, we take his money, like you don't know what happened during this robbery. Like, she could have bought different guys in, and the guys beat the nigga up and took all his shit.
Facts.
Like, somebody could have died. Like, yeah, like people, yeah, exactly, just like the song. So, like, people could have died. I think people are fucking underestimating what really goes down in robberies and what can go down and the harm people can put in. I was like, people are like, well, people are comparing it to Bill Cosby, and I'm like, no. We're saying that crimes are crimes. Like, a felony charge is a felony charge. Like, people are like, well, it's like the argument people try to have with sin. Like, oh, well, that's just a worse sin. Like, no, that shit don't work like that.
It's all out of pocket. But then, like, before we even get to, like, what happened, people saying it's cool because of what men do,
Yeah.
so that's okay. Bro, what's up with all this eye for an eye, like, you know what I'm saying, tit for tat, like, it is what it is type shit. Like, that's what's wrong with the society now,
Facts.
because of motherfuckers who got a mentality and who think like that. Like,
Facts.
so who's gonna be the better person? So we also, so men just gonna keep, or so they saying, so men just gonna keep robbing, fucking, and raping women, so y'all gonna just keep robbing and raping and fucking niggas.
Yeah.
Like, where's the
I'm just saying, if they want us to support the whole cause with, like, first off, none of the Bill Cosby stuff was proven, but they want us to be in their corner. But when that shit happens in return, they trying to justify it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to keep that same energy across the board.
Right,
You
no
can't
justification
pick
for
and
that
choose
shit.
and be like, oh well, she ain't doing this and that. But like you were saying, first off, if I wake up the next day and I'm laying next to a train, I'm gonna feel some way. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if I can't remember, like
You
from
gotta
a certain
be so high,
point, like
yeah.
that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Because just imagine what girls or what women or just people in general would say if I got on Instagram Live and was like, yeah, I was with this broad last night, popped a pill in her drink, like I'm trashing her, told my man Santa pull in when she was out of it, like we both trained her and told this broad up. Like, that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah,
Even if
they would put us in a
Bro, wouldn't it be
bro.
over with?
even if you like, yo, I just took her red bottoms.
Like,
I took a Gucci purse.
We'll be in
They'll
jail
like, what the fuck?
before my live goes down. I mean,
and that's the thing. I think, and I told
bro.
somebody the other day, I was like, yo, like, girl power is the new justice system. Like, because they ride for each other. Like, they go so hard for each other that they get shit done. Like, men, we don't never band together. That's why we don't really have, like women's empowerment. Like, you can't get a bunch of men together like that. You know,
Yeah,
unless
I think
it's like
it's society,
sports.
like,
You know what I
when
mean?
it comes to empowerment, we've always been the dominant gender. I mean, or perceived as the dominant
Yeah,
gender. So it's
yeah.
like, if we do have some type of men's empowerment, that would be viewed as misogynist. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
for so long, you know, man, you
Men are
guys wanted
always
us to be
the- yeah.
domesticated, and now we want to do our own thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think that there's a place in society for that. I mean, you know, we have to have these subgroups, like, you know, I know you're in the father's empowerment group, you know what I mean, or African American, but we just can't band together as men like these Me Too women are doing right now.
No. Well, I mean, even when they just had the Women's Day,
Mm.
so like I made it a purpose to post when Men's Day was, because I was like, if they got Women's Day, they gotta have a Men's Day.
Right.
Went on Google, found it.
Title IX.
It's like November something. But even when I posted it, I said, don't get quiet in November. That was my post, and people, because I posted Men's Day in November. I think it's like 19, but I posted don't get quiet in November, and people were like, well, y'all don't need a Men's Day. Like,
I'm low-key.
y'all already get celebrated by society. And I'm like, what does that have to do? Like, the thing is, when Women's Day came around, niggas was treating that like another Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Like, niggas was like taking girls out and like getting all this stuff like it was another
Yeah,
Valentine's
you
Day.
know,
Like,
but all those
that's not
days-
society. That's your person that you fuck with.
I'm
But
Like,
I also think like every day is a day for something, and this is kind of off topic, but like we have Women's Day, but I think these days are so arbitrary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
we
another
got,
way to
like,
spend
Pi
money.
Day.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's these pagan days put in place for us to just do.
That ain't pagan, bro.
I mean,
That's
that's
made up.
I'm about to say that. I'm gonna say that.
And not even, I'm
Yeah.
surprised our shit
Okay.
ain't fucking February 29th on a leap year type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause
that is-
they ain't trying to give us
Well,
no
that's,
love.
but that's what I was trying to tell people. I'm like, yo, it's a difference between what society thinks you are. Because I'm like, yo, as a black man, I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. How society looks at me, like, y'all must not know black men are getting shot down for walking down the street. Like, society might look at us crazy, but a crazy different way than you think. Like, I think they want to like separate us so much, but it's like, yo, we can do a lot more together. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get at what y'all really think we do out here. As the minority man, we don't get a lot of
So how do you
accolades
feel?
unless you're an artist and fucking basketball player and OJ and all, like, yeah, that's when you get the societal honoring. Like, when you making them money. Like, the normal person ain't getting honored like that.
Just like the discrepancy between Father's Day and Mother's Day.
Yeah.
As far as the
For sure, for
advertisement
sure.
and how things are displayed.
But it's
you
like
know.
that all the way down to the court system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about me fighting for custody.
Yeah.
My being was a piece of shit.
You gotta
and I had
comply.
to literally do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I'm pulling up doctor's appointments. I'm pulling up all of this stuff that I like took him to school, took him to daycare, paying for everything. He's living with me, all of that stuff. And I'm still losing. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad. That's how bad it is. It's so swayed and like not pro man.
You gotta do a lot for the court system to take a child from their mother.
Yeah. I don't even want to kind of diverge from the original topic because then I wanted to make it seem like a bunch of men are complaining like we don't get enough attention. I really want to focus on people trying to act like or women trying to act like that shit was cool. Yeah. Like nothing about that was okay. Yeah. Like nothing about that was cool. Like I said, if a man had gone there and said he did the exact same thing to a woman, they would get him out of here. Like he'll probably be locked up. Like people pressing charges on him, bro.
And this is what I told somebody too. I said, y'all are arguing and defending somebody who came out of nowhere and said it out of her own mouth. You know what I mean? Nobody was jumping up with allegations. She came out of nowhere.
Industry, it's just think like what about Rick Ross when he lost all his deals? Like
because of a rap lyric.
Because of a lyric.
She said real life what she was doing to me, like completely out here violating men. Like true enough, there's some scumbag men out here that's doing some terrible shit to women. I'm behind you 100%. I believe they should get everything negative, everything bad that they deserve and some for doing that shit to women. I think it's disgusting. But I can agree with that. And also think a woman is equally as disgusting for doing that to a man. Bro. Like, that's out of pocket, bro. Like, how are y'all trying to defend this? Like, you sound crazy.
And they going hard, too.
So how do y'all feel about them saying, don't compare her to Bill Cosby?
I mean, I don't want to compare them either.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you're not comparing them. You comparing the way that people wanted justice for this man, but
not
for her. I'm saying it's the same. They did the same exact thing, so you can compare them.
I said Bill Cosby was leaving the Bronx. They money at least.
I haven't really been following it. So have these men come out?
Some of them are starting to.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think, but if you think about it, a lot of times it's probably some drug dealers who can't come out and be like, oh, she stole all my drugs. Like,
and that's the thing, too, though. Like, people trying to make it okay because they was looking for ass for her, because they're trying to use her for sex. But so what? Like, that's the equivalent of saying men deserve it because he was out looking for some ass. It's like the exact same thing if we was to say, oh, she deserved to be raped because she had her titties and her ass out. You get scolded for saying crazy stuff like that. I do believe that's bogus. That's why you can dress any way you want to without a man harassing you or abusing you. But equivalent, whatever his intentions were, you can't violate him like that.
That's the oldest business on the planet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's getting some sex. Yeah. And what you were saying?
I was saying the environment plays a role, just like you said. If it was some hood niggas, drug dealer niggas, in the hood, a lick is a lick. You know what I mean? These niggas probably hit licks. You know what I mean? They got licked by a chick and probably felt stupid after.
Yeah. But I mean,
but that doesn't make it okay though. Still,
it doesn't make it okay, but I mean that's an element in that environment.
All right, but if that's it, we're gonna
okay though. Like they can still go to like if you get caught, you can still go to jail for it. Like, and that's the point that I was arguing. And it's like people don't understand. Like the thing about Bill Cosby is a lot of people were saying that he did shit. We don't know if he actually did it. The thing is, he said that he bought drugs. The Quaaludes were like
the thing.
Was the thing Molly. Back then? It was the Molly. Like that's like Wiz Khalifa buying some weed for a chick. Like. If you're gonna get billed for that, or just off of somebody said, then you gotta get everybody who bought illegal drugs for a girl. Like Wiz Khalifa smoked hella weed before it was legal. Like so all those girls that he ever smoked weed with can come out and say something. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? But then people are like, oh well, it's just weed. Like that's what I'm saying. we try to pick and choose what we want to be bad. Like bad is bad.
That's weird because you walked right into that. So do you think they're picking and choosing certain people to target and go after?
Facts. Bill Cosby was arrested 2 weeks after the first person came out. Harvey Weinstein is still walking around. Elvis Presley's music is still out, and he's married to a 14-year-old. Hugh Hefner still has his business booming, and he photographed a 10-year-old on the cover of a Playboy magazine. But Bill Cosby's the only one locked up.
Why?
Because he's black.
You think that's it?
Not only because he's also trying to own all. He's trying to own everything.
Trying to buy
so much.
Yeah. He came back, and they gave him a price they thought he couldn't afford. He said, "That's cool," and he gave him a check.
Yeah, he did it twice. They said the first time he did it, they tried to kill his son, or they killed his son. That's what they're claiming. Like
because he was buying coke.
First time he tried to buy it, the first time he tried to buy it, then his son ended up dying. Like then the next time he tried to buy it, then all these allegations. But the thing is, people are still recanting their stories, so. I'm at the point like we don't know what happened. But the thing is, if he deserves to be there, then he got what he deserved. You know what I mean? If he doesn't deserve to be there, then he doesn't need to be there because of what somebody's saying about him.
Yeah.
Like, that's my whole thing. I think people are like, oh, well, you're defending Bill Cosby. No.
Not at all.
I'm defending, if he's innocent, then he needs to be treated
if he did it, he's a scumbag and
if he deserves to be, but we don't know.
But what we do know is Cardi came out and said exactly what he did. And even past that, though, I guess it really pissed me off and rubbed me a different way because of where I grew up and how I grew up. Like, I've known situations like that go crazy left. Like, I've known niggas that go out with a chick and they slip some in his drink, or not even slip some in his drink, just get them real drunk. They go link up somewhere and niggas bust in, rob them, beat them to death. Like, a nigga we went to school, a nigga I went to high school with was left in the crib for like 5 days, bro, like, and died. Like, you know what I'm saying? They came there, tied him up. Two girls tied him up. Some niggas came in, beat him. It's true enough. But the fucked up part about it is, he sold weed. But that doesn't make that okay. Yeah. Like, that's people try to justify the news and like everybody try to justify it because he was a drug dealer. So what? Nobody deserves to be tied up, beat half to death, and then left there to die. Yeah. Like, but it all came from being set up by a woman. So yeah, her situation may have been just robbing the niggas, or the other situation where she was having them fuck trannies. That's all foul, but that shit can go way left. Yeah. Like, so the niggas that she did this to, everybody saying that's cool. If I wake up halfway out of it. Halfway doing the situation while you robbed me and beat the shit out of her. Now what? Yeah. Like, is it cool? Is everybody cool? Everybody good now, right?
Not to mention, you wake up next to a tranny.
And beat the hell out of him. Yeah, like, now you put my life in jeopardy because I'm going to kill him. Like, that's happening.
For sure.
If I wake up beside him, he's dying, like, off the fat. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now you putting my life in jeopardy by playing these games. Yeah. Like, nothing about this shit is cool.
That's
and people got to stop doing
this. They're trying to minimalize, like, oh, she just robbed a couple of drug dealers. Like, no, like, you don't know what happened after she walked out that room.
The only dope meme I saw about that was talking about the last Grammy winner, and it was Lauryn Hill, right? Yeah. Now she was a conscious rapper, all natural and all of that stuff. Yeah. And then we got Cardi B. That was the only relevant meme that they posted up. Because all the other stuff that they was talking about, I mean, I feel like it's similar to the Bill Cosby shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up all the way, however you flip it. Yeah. It's bad. Like. You can't just say because she's a girl, she was a stripper, and all of that stuff that it was cool.
They got nothing to do with it.
And I've always told you from the beginning, heck, like, you always consider Cardi B. He was like, yo, that's the greatest Migo. Like, when she first came out, like, it was like, we would always get debates about this, like, a year ago, like, when she first hit the scene, or 2 years ago. I'm like, bruh, like, she does nothing for the culture. Like, she is, like, I guess the definition of, like, culture vulture. You know what I mean? It's like she don't write her raps. Like, she, like, really exploits, like, people, like, with that whole, just all her videos are very, just, I feel like, very exploitative of the culture, you know?
People just fuck with her because Nicki was a Barbie and Cardi's, they can see themselves in Cardi. Because girls already be wanting to be strippers because they make so much money.
But the thing is,
you know what I mean? So like they can relate to Cardi. That's why people fuck with her.
Yeah, but the thing is, Nicki Minaj bust her ass to get to where she was. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a lyricist. Yeah. First. And all of that other shit.
People don't listen to music. They don't give a fuck what you're saying. They don't give a fuck what you're saying.
That be hard though.
Yeah, that be hard. Is it a vibe? Alright, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, I just feel like Cardi, man, she need to be canceled. You know what I mean?
They would cancel the nigga if a nigga said that. No matter what he did, an actor, a singer, like no matter who, an athlete, no matter who it was, but they would get him out of here.
All I'm saying is if you're going to use that justification saying, oh, well, they were going there for sex and all of that stuff because that's the culture. Yeah. Then I mean the whole Bill Cosby, that's the entertainment culture. Well, is, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking people who's not in a good place.
Well, the thing is, it's not like guys just want to have sex with strippers. Like you can say that, like she didn't have to be a stripper to get a nigga to her hotel room. Like, you know what I mean? She just had to go find a nigga that was interested. Like it wasn't that she was a stripper. It was that a nigga thought she was attractive and was trying to fuck. Yeah,
so like I said, like the girl that was like, yo, I was a stripper and you should see like what the niggas do to these strippers, and I had a dude pull his dick out on me. That's foul. That's fucked up. But so your justification for why you think that's okay is because of what happened to you. So that'd be equivalent to a female doing something to me out of pocket, and I go do it to you. Like when you think it's cool, like I'm saying, it just don't make any sense to me. Anybody
like you said, the
thinks
eye for eye,
that's okay. Anybody trying to justify that, you're a fucking bird.
That's what I'm saying. Like people want eye for eye until you up on that stand.
You're a bird.
So you up on that stand. That eye for eye means eye for eye. Like, it ain't, that's what I'm saying. You can't pick and choose what's wrong.
It's double standards with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of double standards, but that one just,
that's crazy. Because it's blatantly the same exact thing across the board.
Yeah.
And it's showing you what they care about.
I mean, they go hard for the man, like, even when it's not, like, an offense or a felony. Like, even when people are married. Like, if you get divorced, the wife, the saying is the wife is getting half. It's cheaper to keep her. Like, it's always pushed towards, like, the man about to lose all his money.
Yeah.
Like, but if you look at what happened when Mary J got divorced, her husband asked for spousal support, and they were like, "Oh, a man asking for spousal support?
Like, you a lame. Like, what did you do? What?
Exactly.
The same thing a wife does when the man out here bring home the bag. It's not shit.
They're cooking. They gotta
supporting her and fucking her, so I need my half. Like, that's the same thing that the woman is doing.
But they was dragging him through the mud, dog.
Crazy.
Like, I can't believe he's asking for it, and it's like just making him feel bad about needing, like, trying to maintain his lifestyle, but he's
used to that lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
But a woman can hit a man for half, and everybody, yes, queen. No, goofy.
That's what I'm saying. Girl power is the, like, if you get support, you can do anything. It's like you can get cities changed, you can get laws changed if you have enough support. They support each other. Like, if enough people are chanting and protesting about some shit, it'll get noticed. Like, the same way, if everybody's calling up to the radio station like, "Oh, he a bum," then everybody gonna start thinking he a bum. Like,
no, but I have like this theory that like the people who control, like, I guess, the media industry, like the behind the scenes people that we don't necessarily see, like, for example, like the Bill Cosby thing and him like purchasing NBC or whatever, and then, you know, like, he was trying to do something for the culture, like, as a black man, and then you have Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft, who
tried to do something for me.
Right, exactly. And then
got him.
A few days later, you and 25 others in a sex ring.
He been paying for pussy for probably 30 plus years.
Right.
The minute he tried to do something for
socially conscious for black people.
See, that's why I'm crazy.
Now somebody watching you.
When he talks about that shit, I don't really want to get into the conspiracy stuff, but they talk about how, like, you got a certain amount of time in the industry before they come get their rights back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's happening with Michael Jackson. You know, I feel like it's all the legends. And Michael Jackson, basically, I think he owned the Beatles.
But he did. He owned their catalog.
You know what I'm saying? So
crazy catalog.
That's his family, and Janet's still alive. All these people still alive.
What's the record label that the Beatles was on? He owned over like 70% of their catalog.
Yeah.
Like the whole record label's catalog. He owned crazy. Like his son spoke on Power on the Breakfast Club. They had his son over the phone on Breakfast Club. And
Blanket?
Yeah, for real. That ass though. But he was talking about how, like, Michael Jackson used to say, like, years before he died, like, yo, they're gonna kill me. Like, all this stuff I'm owning, like, all the rights that I have, all the music that I own, like, he said, they gonna get me. Like, his son said he used to say that. Like, he's like, yo, I own too much. Like, I'm becoming way too powerful. He's like, they gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a lot with the conspiracy stuff and people making stuff move in the background. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just how it happens.
For the past 2 years, you know, they've said, like, I don't want to delve too deep into this unless y'all would like to, but I mean, I'm more than down. But, like, nowadays, when you say conspiracy theory, you're not far from the truth. You know, like, that is definitely a trending thing now, and it's just, like, I think for way too long, like, society has just have had, like, a mouse on a wheel type of thing, people in the box, and now that people are starting to come out of that box, it's like, oh, we're starting to question things. We're starting to think critically. We're not just accepting like what they give us, and now people are like, oh shit, like, you know, how are we gonna control these people? You know,
for sure. Because the crazy thing is, he was about to get the rights to all of his music.
Yeah.
You know who's the number one selling person, new and old, like with Drake included? It's still Michael Jackson. So it's like
still selling.
It's still like so, and that's globally. So if he's getting all of that rights, that's going back to the Jackson family. Yeah. That's like all those record labels ain't getting that shit. Yeah. So, I mean, kill him before the deal gets signed. Now, and it's crazy because it happened, like you said, with Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? And not really like the whole R. Kelly thing. I just feel like his time was up.
Yeah.
They couldn't make money off him no more because you know what I'm saying, his music ain't selling.
Money, yeah.
All of this shit came out, now everybody's getting paid again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because it was cool. Not saying what he was doing was cool, but in the industry, everybody knew what the fuck was going on. So it was cool until I can't make money off you no more.
Yeah.
Now, boom, let's throw you in, make some more money off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel that's how everything is made. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. I just think a lot of times we're quick to take our own down without any type of facts. Like,
for sure, because Elvis should be out of here.
Elvis should be out of here. But even with Jussie, like, when that thing happened with Jussie, I was like, yo, we don't really know, like, what happened. And people were like, he lying. Like, throw him straight in jail. Like, we go with whatever. Like, we don't ever trust the system. So why do we pick and choose when we gonna trust it? Like,
and it wasn't even the system though. He was just being sketchy.
No, he was. No, but I'm saying,
I was cool with him. I was rocking with him till he got on stage and called himself the gay Tupac. I was like,
it's not even about like the system though. It's about like we don't believe anything. So why are we so quick to believe it when it's about us?
But we're so heavily dependent on the media, and like one thing that people don't get. From like social media to like news media to like newspapers, like whatever, like we know what like they want us to know.
Yeah,
like
it's
we don't know what we need to know. Like we know what they want us to know.
That's why they have editors and
right,
exactly.
You know what I mean? and it's definitely reviewed multiple times before it's out and published. And it's like I don't feed into it. That's why I don't watch the news. I do watch Vice News. Some of them are pretty credible. Some sources, but I think a majority of the sources it's not real life.
Yeah, it's all controlled. I mean? Yeah.
I just feel to reach that level of greatness, like not all your marbles are always there. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like Queen, when it comes to all of the greatest people, you know what I'm saying? Like Bon Jovi, they all have fucked up things that they did along the way.
Yeah. Well,
so why are they, no, I'm talking about like fucked up, like marrying 14-year-olds, like doing all of that shit, Marilyn Manson, giving himself head, all of that stuff, like show that they had something wrong with them.
Yeah.
But why are you canceling all the hip hop R&B culture, like greats? You know what I mean? If you're gonna do that, you gotta cancel every great artist ever.
Speaking of canceling, I don't know if y'all heard about it or not, but I wish I knew his name. I can't think of his name, but it's a black dude. He rap, he a young guy. He made this song and he categorized it as country trap.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard this.
It's like it got like a country vibe to it, but he kind of rapping like he got the trap cadence to it, but he categorized it country trap. It went number one on the country billboards. Country removed it off the billboard. It said it doesn't fall in the category.
This ain't it, Chief. This ain't it, Chief.
But that's what I'm talking about, though. They find a way to get us the fuck out of here.
It
was cool. It was cool when it was just bubbling. It was an internet thing, and it was all love. But he made number one on their charts.
Funny
they were pissed.
But Kanye been saying this forever, dog. They love to marginalize us and stick us in a box. Like, oh, this is your box, and as soon as you come out of this box, we will put you back.
But so what they did was they went and looked at the hip hop charts, and Post Malone and Sway Lee got a song that's number one on the hip hop charts. That's a fucking pop record, like
yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing about that is hip hop at all. Like, but nobody's saying nothing about that. Like, we just take it off.
We pick and choose what we want.
It's crazy that you said that because you guys ever heard about K Michelle like freaking out because she's trying to release a country album.
A country album. And it was
I heard really like throwing up roadblocks.
It's old though. She let it go.
She's been doing it. Yeah, she's been doing it for fucking years.
She just got sick of it.
Her record label is like, no, you can't do that. She's like, it's done.
Yeah. So she gotta wait till
she's trying to buy back her rights so she can release it herself. But
they won't let her do it.
She said even going to Tennessee, because Tennessee is like the biggest place for country music. They're like, oh, it's cool, but nah, we're not gonna let you do it and then they were taking her songs and letting white people, like white girls, sing it.
Damn.
That's crazy, bro.
That's how the industry has been, though. Like, when you had your James Browns, like, back in the day, they would have the Beatles and niggas like that cover it, and they didn't get the credit. And, I mean, there was so many black artists, like, in the 60s and the 50s who, like, never got their credit, but let somebody white cover it. It's a hit. Number one selling.
I mean, even if you go watch the Sam Cooke documentary on Netflix, you'll see his first album, they told him to release it like was just like a blank picture, so nobody would know that he was black. It was like a heart on the record or something like that, but it would never be a picture of him, just so they could see how, if people like it without knowing who it was, and then they can decide whose face they'll put on it.
When I heard 21 Questions in fucking McDonald's, something about a white person, I almost lost my shit. I'm like, that's crazy. 50 Cent 21 Questions.
I believe it. Kids Bop.
Kids Bop.
Hey, that's
crazy,
an easy way
bro.
to do it, though.
Like,
What's Kids Bop?
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
It
It's nothing
is the
but
same
rapping
thing.
over, like taking a pop song.
But I mean, that's so intentional. When they went to T-Pain, and tried to buy his whole catalog.
Yeah.
So you about to hear white people singing "I'm Sprung"? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's
I'm in love with a stripper.
Double standards don't go just for like men and women. It goes for culture.
It goes for
everything.
Life,
Yeah, for sure.
Everything. It's kind of crazy.
For sure. So clearly there's double standards.
I mean, there is, but I mean, and it sucks because a lot of people we like to complain about double standards, but like
when it benefits you, it's cool.
Yeah, like it's double standards in life, and get over that
But
shit.
you got
It's
no,
double standards
don't
both
necessarily
ways.
say that. Like I think from a guy's perspective, we deal. I mean, yes, this is an issue that we're dealing with right now. But I feel like as men, we deal with way less double standards as women. That's a fact.
No, I think we deal with less harmful double standards than women.
So you said we deal with just as many double standards?
I think it's just as many, but I think a lot of their stuff comes from like them getting raped and like them getting like harmed. Like I think that's where a lot of their double standards come into play, is like because men sexualize them. Like that's like, okay, well they can be like, well, we can try to sexualize men, but it don't work the same.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
and that's another thing. Like going back to the media, like the media sexualizes women. You know what I mean? So it's like.
And women sexualize.
I was about to say women sexualize women. Yeah.
So
sex sells. That's the number one sales tactic.
But wait, you said you can't like rape a guy and shit like that? That's possible.
No, you can, but the thing is, people are like, well, the amount of guys that get raped versus the amount of women, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of argument are you making? Like, people are still getting raped.
No,
like,
because what I'm saying is, like, when they say, like, a teacher sleeping with a kid that's a guy.
Yeah.
It's celebrated.
Yeah.
But remember, it was you that was talk about your first time was like, fuck, you can't remember.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So it messes up you sexually.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It causes a problem.
No,
but we pray like, oh yeah, it was good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sex with the teacher.
I mean, but let's be clear. I'm not saying I was sexually abused.
No, I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying, imagine a younger kid having sex with a teacher, an older woman.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It fucks.
No, it does. And I mean, but people be like, oh well, he wanted that. Like, you know what I mean? You talking about a kid, but they'll categorize it as molesting. Like, you know what I mean? But they won't say it like, no, she raped him. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
if it was a male teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't want it?
Exactly. And I looked up a definition of rape the other day, and it literally was like, typically by a man. Like,
that's wild.
That was in the definition. In the definition, typally by a male.
That's out of pocket.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, the same things that are happening to them are happening to us too. Theirs is on a way larger scale, but it's still happening. Like,
it's like it's old. But when Kevin Gates, he was performing on stage, and the chick grabbed his dick and he kicked him.
Yeah,
he went to jail. Let it have been a guy in the stage and reached up and grabbed on a pussy. She could have kicked him, punched him, beat the hell out of him. She
he would have got stormed out by the whole.
Yeah, like
I can't believe she did that.
If somebody grabbed Beyonce ass on stage,
it ain't gotta be nobody that big. It can be any woman. But like this woman, and actually you can see in the video, like the woman reached up and grabbed his dick, and he was like, "Yo, like get out of here with that." Like kind of cut, like was real stern with like first chill. She jumped and grabbed him again, kicked her ass in her chest.
Yeah.
He went to jail. I said he was right for kicking her. He was completely wrong for kicking her.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, he's being sexually harassed.
Right.
Nobody looked at the fact that he was being
self-defense.
sexually harassed. They
Right.
forgot all about that part. They looked at the fact that he attacked her.
Oh, man.
I'm like, yo,
look at the fact that it's a
out of
guy.
pocket.
Like, no, that's still sexual harassment. Like,
I feel like when they were talking about we need to protect the NBA players, you guys heard about that stuff, right?
What?
When that whole thing with Russell Westbrook was happening.
Protect-
You know what I'm saying? We need to
Kardashians?
the space.
No. Like that from the fans. I feel like that goes against all artists. You know what I'm saying? Because Boosie had an interview saying like with the whole thing is like how do we know that our future's safe?
Yeah.
Because when I hit 50, 60 and I retire, what's to stop somebody paying 50 girls coming out saying Boosie did something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's protecting the artists from getting their legacy tarnished? And because he was saying like, as an artist, you leave your fucking stage and girls are just throwing panties at you.
Yeah.
So what's to say later? Like they're not saying that. Oh, he drugged me. He did this. He did that. He did that. You know what I mean? Because they pissed the wrong people off.
Yeah.
Because if they say it, you're guilty.
But if you get multiple people
to
say it,
like Charlamagne the Guy all the time say, nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining.
Yeah, facts.
I feel like that's facts.
Out of pocket.
Yeah,
like,
especially like the higher up people that like attorneys taking advantage of vulnerable people. Oh, so it's like $50,000 for a book deal, and like for somebody who haven't even seen over $3,000 on a tax refund, they're gonna be like, how many? That's the jackpot.
How many thousands?
Well, I mean, think about it like this: if something goes wrong, they tell you what, get a good lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you're telling me if I have enough money, I can get off, I can get away with stuff. Yeah, that's what you're telling me. Because if the system is right, I should be able to get any fucking lawyer and get away with it if I didn't do it. No. Like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't have to be a good lawyer, an expensive ass lawyer. That's how you know the fucking shit is weighted. Like, because it's not a fair game.
So basically, like, we have an unjust justice system.
Oh, for sure.
That's pretty.
But we already knew that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's
Yo,
but it's even worse when people are picking and choosing who to crucify now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a crime is a crime. Like, and like you said, if a guy would have came out and said, "Oh, yo, I used to drug girls and just rob them," like they would be like, "What?"
Even if he said he didn't have sex with them, even if he said I didn't even touch them, I never hit them, I would just drug them, make till they pass out and steal their purses and red bottoms and sell them. Bro, they would get this nigga out of
here in a minute.
It'd be over.
Yo, it's crazy.
But they love Cardi, so it's really hard for them to even say like.
But it's like, why do they love Cardi? And it's like, I feel like, and I don't even follow her like that because I really don't like her. Don't get me wrong, I listen to her songs.
I can't lie, she's funny though.
But I don't. I mean, in her video, the Money video, I mean, it was an art form. That's what I call it. But ultimately, I feel like as far as for the culture, I feel like she does nothing conducive for the culture. So the man is going to continue to let her slide and ride because she's really corrupting and damaging the minds of our youth, of our communities. Like, you know, people look at it as a form of self-expression and liberation and independence and shit, but it's really just fucking people up.
I feel like
really badly.
I feel like all of that, even with the Me Too movement, I feel like it's not realistic because all of us do fucked up shit at some point in our life.
That's what I said.
Even when you like 15, 16, 17 and you fuck up at 15, 16, 17, the moment you try to do something great, they're gonna dig that shit back up and stop it. Mm-hmm. If it's not something that they agree with, they're gonna be like, oh, whoa, at 16, he robbed this cashier. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's how it's set up. And as a people, we gotta realize we all make mistakes.
Yeah, we do, man.
You know what I'm saying? We all fuck up. So if you said something, if they have to dig back 15 years, that means for 15 years I've been busting my ass to be a better person.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart,
you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, goddamn, like.
I mean, then you got people, you remember that day Marvin was like, people don't change. You know, people don't change. So what you did at 15, despite the fact there's so many arguments of an underdeveloped mind, you know what I mean, maturity, but some people say people
absolutely change.
But here's the argument to the person who said people don't change. Marvin, he said people take different paths, but at the end of the day, they're still that same person.
To the core.
Well, I don't agree with. I'm completely.
Well, I think you can change.
I'll let you go.
No, you go ahead. I was just saying that.
Well, I was about to say, like, they posted something the other day, and it was like Malcolm X, Maya Angelou, and like a couple other people, and they were like showing all the bad things that they did before, and it was like, if you're just imagine if they were defined by what they used to do. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I got a call for. I'm gonna let you finish. I got a call for that.
But they were like, just imagine, like, so the thing is, like, I think people try so hard to believe in like patterns. We try to believe in patterns that makes sense to us. Like, it's like that's why they say, oh, if a nigga cheat, he gonna cheat again, because we like to believe it's a pattern. You know what I mean?
But it's this culture too, though. Like, they used to allow people to develop and grow and change back in the day. Because like, there's another quote that say, this culture would have never allowed Malcolm Little to become Malcolm X.
Yeah,
because of the things that he did.
They would have killed him.
They would have killed him before he even had a chance to develop and grow and become something different. They would have got him out. They would have canceled him.
Yeah,
but even in that, just because somebody does something fucked up, don't mean they can't do something great.
Yeah,
not fact.
That doesn't define them as a person, but it's all too often like out. But it's literally American society. Like, I feel like outside of the walls of this fucked up country, sorry, I'm not sorry, but outside of the walls of this country, it's like people get that people make mistakes, and they give people, they're more open and inclined to giving people chances. And here it's just like they want to block you, especially if you are because I feel like usually radicals for social justice, and Dr. Cornel West said this, like he was like, he used to be a rebel without a cause, but like as he got older and more mature, he took that energy that he was using to do bad things and, like rebellious things, and transferred that energy into a more positive, purpose or cause.
Yeah, it's weird that we said that because we're going to have a prison reform podcast, but saying that you basically don't let people grow and develop. Now, if you have a person that goes to jail, right?
Yeah.
And they get out, and you make them check off, I was a criminal, I was convicted, you're not letting them grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're basically putting them in a box where, all right, you're not going to get a job, you're not going to do this. So either you resort back to the life you used to live to make money, or...
Well, the thing is what's the point of going to jail then? Because you tell me if I go do my time, I'll be free.
Exactly.
So I'm not free if I got constantly carrying around this
It's supposed to be rehabilitation. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's definitely modern day slavery.
It's free labor. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, modern day slavery.
And that's where the 13th Amendment comes into, but that's a whole topic for another.
Let's get back to some of these double standards, though.
But no, one thing that was brought up was talking about somebody asked if your person got.
So we got a listener to respond in with some topics, and the question was, if your person gained a massive amount of weight.
The person that's insignificant.
Yeah, significant.
Like,
the
not
person
your
you're
person
dating, like the person you're dating gains a significant amount of weight, and it's just a scenario, but gains a significant amount of weight to the point where you're not attracted to them anymore. Like, how do you approach that conversation with them? Like, because I mean, if you get to the point where you're not really attracted to somebody, that's like...
I think you ain't do your job as their lover or their significant other if you wait until they gotten so far gone to where you're not attracted anymore. You saw them gain weight.
Yeah.
You saw it going bad. Like, so that's kind of foul if you wait until they...
Because usually it's associated with something bad. You know what I mean? Like the weight gain sometimes, stress, depression.
No, not necessarily. People gain happy weight too. Just sitting up, having sex, loving each other, going out all the time, drinking, eating. So it's not always about depression. People gain, and the reason I say that is because, like I'm saying, like with my wife when she was pregnant, wasn't nothing sad about us getting, because I gained weight just like she did. Wasn't nothing sad or depressing about it. We was sitting around eating, enjoying each other's, kicking it, like having a good time. So that had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do with like sadness or being, you know what I'm saying, upset or being or anything bad. Right. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah. But even what if you like giving her hints throughout the whole thing and she's like, whenever these Debbie cakes is banging.
Yeah,
like, then
right.
what do you say?
I think me as a significant other, when I see my partner going down that path, like I know the type of lifestyle that I want to lead, so I try to encourage and influence them to do the right thing. But sometimes, and I had to learn this recently, like the way that I need encouragement or, a foot in my ass, it's not the same. Because I'm a person who abides by, like, I treat others the way I want to be treated. And basically, it's just like, if I know what I need, I know I need tough love, I know I need strict, like, love, then that's what I'm giving somebody else. But that could really destroy somebody else. So you have to approach it in a way of, like, what do you need?
Okay, but how do you find that way? Like, say
you have to find it with the person.
Well, say this though. Say I work out all the time. Like they see me working out. Like I'm eating right, and like they're not. Right. Then what? Because
you motivate them through what they like. Like, oh, you like XYZ, like through I guess incentivize. You know what I mean? Because people will work for the things that they like. So it's like if you do this, then I mean, as a significant other, like we will go somewhere they really want to go or get you.
Or if you just be like, I want to spend time with you, why don't you come to the gym with me?
No, that don't work. Especially for people who don't like to go to the gym.
I mean, I think it's hard to motivate unmotivated people. Like it's like at some point you gotta choose that's what you want to do because you'll be like, all right, I'm tired of this.
Yeah,
I can only make you do so much.
Right,
you know
and like people always say, you can't help people who don't want to help themselves.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But a lot of times, you have to be aware of like the silent cries for help, because sometimes people, and we had this talk about pridefulness, you know what I mean? And some people don't want to be overbearing on other people with their problems, so you just have to like observe, and you have to approach it, I think, in a sensitive way. And me, I'm still trying to learn that, because I'm very, very direct. Like, I'll say something, and because I know I need that, because like read between the lines, I can't read, you know what I mean? But so I'm like very direct with people, because that's what I would like. But I realize that my direct approach like really hurts people sometimes. You know what I mean?
But you can't. I think too. You can't throw hints at 10 pounds, throw hints at 20 pounds, throw hints at 30. And then when they get 40 pounds, where now it's super difficult to lose weight. It's super hard to get into a routine. And now you want to have a conversation. You need to have a conversation early, like communicate. Like, hey, babe, I realize, you know what I'm saying, you're not working out. Like your clothes are starting to fit you different. Like, what's going on? Like, do we need to start a challenge together? Like, you got to communicate. Like, throwing hints all the time ain't it. Like, sometimes you got to really open up and be verbal and say what you feel and say what you mean. Like, if you realize that your spouse is going off the deep end, like, it's part of your job, I think, as her spouse or his spouse or whoever, to speak up. Like, I mean, of course, you got to find a way to approach them in a proper manner, but throwing hints ain't good enough. Like, you need to let them know, have a conversation with them, like, hey, babe, like, what's going on? Like,
it's kind of like just, oh, what you doing tomorrow? I ain't doing nothing. Okay, cool. We going to the gym. You know?
You might really have to, like, yo, we need to sit down and talk. Like, you know what I mean? Just because it's easy for somebody to get offended in that situation. Especially if you telling your girl she got fat. I would. She go, what?
This is how I would approach it.
Definitely not an easy.
I would approach it. I would just be like, yo, look, I love you, and, like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yeah. And I can't do that if you're
not going to be here,
You know what I mean? Like, if you get fucking heart cancer and stuff like that, and if you're going to be a parent and all of that, you can't be unhealthy like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you got to think of when you're 40, 50, 60, if it definitely makes a difference. Yeah. Whether you're walking around and shit. Like, my stepdad's 50. Yeah. And he's still working, all of that stuff. Now, if you 50 and out of shape, you barely get out of bed. So how you gonna be a grandparent, a parent, and all of that stuff? Yeah. And if she can't see the love in that, I mean, then there's a bigger problem there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's one of those things you gotta approach it very sensitively.
You do,
especially because 9 times out of 10, this person knows that they're gaining weight. Like,
right.
It's not news. You know what I mean? Like, 10 times out of 10. I know I can't fit those pants anymore. Thanks. Like, so. And the thing is, and I like you, so what you say really matters to me, and it's like, and I'm emotional to what you say. So for you to like point something out that I'm really probably insecure as fuck about right now, you gotta approach it very gently and very like
right. And like usually, and I think all too often we try to think we know this person, like, oh, I know what makes them tick, but like I feel like when it comes to changing like lifestyle changes, like, they really have to want it for themselves.
At some point,
I mean, they definitely have to really want it for them, because, I mean, you can want it for somebody all you want, but if they don't want it and if they just give up, it's just like a matter of, like, shit, you know what I mean? It's like literally carrying dead weight at that point for the person who's trying to help. And that's for both, like, men and women, you know? And that's more than just an aspect of weight. Like, I mean, for somebody who's lazy as fuck and won't get a job, you know, off the couch, you know, you can want them or see as much potential you want in them, but if they don't see that potential in them and you try to show them that, then you wasting your own time.
Yeah. So how much effort do you put in before you leave, though?
I mean, if it's your significant other, I mean, that's a rough one. You got to put in a lot of, I mean, you gave her like, you know what I'm saying, vows.
Yeah, the thing is, I think we're so used to options that it's like we really think that people are replaceable out here, and it's like I said it before, when you really go through some real life shit, you're not going to care how bad your girl is. Like, you're not going to give a fuck about what she looks like. You're not going to really give a fuck about anything that's like surface level, because you're going through some serious shit. You want somebody that can go through war with you. You know what I mean? It doesn't have anything to do with looks, because looks fade. It don't, like, I don't care how good the sex is, because sex phase. There's gonna be a point where you probably can't have sex anymore. Your relationship needs to be built on like solid ground. Like, yo, like I know I can fucking cry to this person and they don't make me feel like shit because of it. Like, you got to be able to go through the trenches with people, and I think that's what we're like. The grass is greener, but we're so quick to quit on a relationship like it's an easy thing.
The divorce rate is crazy.
Yeah,
but I think too people don't take their vows serious. Like I think people stand up there in front of all these people
for the look.
Yeah, for the look. Like it's just a popping day. It's just something to do. Like I don't think people are listening to what that preacher or that pastor or whoever you get to officiate, or that officiate, the words that they're saying, like what you're agreeing to, like what you're actually signing up for. Like people don't pay attention to vows, so as soon as something happens that they don't like or that they don't agree with, they're out. Like divorce is an out for them. Like that shouldn't be an option for you when you sign up. Like,
well, the thing is too, like if you even look at how people end up getting married, it's like, well, we've been together 7 years, we need to get married. Shouldn't you be getting married because you want in love with this person? Like,
you want to be with that individual for the rest of your life.
Like you never hear that. It's never, I really love her. Like I really just want to marry her. Like it's we've been together 7 years. Like this is the next step. This is the next step.
Like just going through the motions.
Man, she been bugging me for a ring, nigga. Like no, like.
But then I think that also, I feel like every topic that we have today, from double standards to this, it's a societal thing. Because you go to other countries, I mean, not Western countries, but, like, let's say African countries, and it's okay to have multiple wives. It's like socially accepted because they understand, you know what I mean? And there's a levels to it.
But in those countries, they also have like arranged marriages, and they still make it work for 60 years.
Right.
So I feel like what he said is so valid. Like people don't take those vows serious.
Yeah.
And if I could be like, you know what I'm saying, have a moment of confidence, it's like that's how I felt. You know what I mean? So when I went through a divorce, like that shit really like fucked my shit up.
Yeah.
Because it was like when I believed in this. First off, I was a person like, you know what I'm saying, wow. I didn't really like think about marriage at all. Yeah. That wasn't a big thing to me. So me taking that step was automatically a big deal.
Yeah.
And then so me taking that step, I'm a person I'm 100% in or 100% out.
Yeah.
So now I'm giving my life to you. I chose to make that move. And now shit got rocky and, you know what I'm saying, you bailed. So like that kind of put me at a point where I'm like, damn, like if that's what it is. If that's what it is, I mean, like how can I take 7 years of my life and give to somebody else?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like so now we're in a situation where is marriage serious?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come clean though too. Like it may sound cliche, and I promise you I'm not gassing. Like when I was up there in that altar and we were getting married, like I didn't care or think about my groomsmen. I didn't care or think about her bridesmaids, the people in the stands, not even the pastor. It literally, I looked at her the entire time. It was literally me, her, and God up there on that altar as far as I was concerned. Mm-hmm. We were making that vow before God. Like we're making this decision to come together, be one, support each other, love each other through everything.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's the decision we're making here today, right now. We're deciding that before God, we're going to honor him by being a great example of a beautiful union, and we're going to rock this thing out and figure it out and conquer everything, every obstacle that comes in our way. We're going to get over it. Like we're going to find a way to make it through because it's me, you, and God.
Even with that being said, so if you find yourself falling out of love, do you still make it work?
I can't fall out of love with her. I just don't see it being possible. I can't see how I can fall out of love with her.
But for couples who fall out of love and let's say the foundation wasn't even established on real love, you say people don't take those vows seriously.
But that's my point. So you can't compare that to what I'm saying because we built a foundation. We made sure that this was real. But we were together for what? I think like 5-6 years. You know the pressure that we was getting from other people. Like, why you ain't propose? Y'all a beautiful couple. Why you ain't propose? Because we were waiting until we were at a place where we knew for a fact this was gonna be forever. Yeah. From surface level, for people looking out, we were that ideal couple. We were those high school sweethearts, and everything was working out so great. I was starting my career. She was doing college. Like everything looked good. So everybody was pressuring me to marry her. But the great thing about it is she never did. She knew we weren't ready. We waited until we were absolutely sure our foundation was solid. We had certain conversations. We talked about things. We didn't wait until we got engaged to have serious conversations. We didn't wait until we got married to discuss how we want our household to be ran. Like all that conversation, all that stuff was talked about before we even decided to, before I even got on one knee. When I got on one knee, the foundation was built. I was ready to spend the rest of my life with this individual no matter what. So ain't no falling out of love. Like if we quote unquote fall in love, we're going to get counseling. We doing whatever. We gonna re-spark this thing.
I don't think you can fall out of love. I think the only way you can fall out of love is if you never fell in. Like,
and that's crazy because as like you guys were saying, I believe this is my belief. I believe you only get 2 loves in your life: your first love, and your last love. Everything else is filler.
Yeah.
The first person you fall in love with teaches you what love is. Gotcha. And that's normally like a high school sweetheart, you know what I mean? Whatever your first.
That's the one your first hurt.
You get a puppy love crush, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I really like her. Yeah. And then everybody else is fucking filler, like, you know what I'm saying? I like you for Saturday. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. And then you find that one, which you got.
Yeah.
So if you fall out of love, that's not your last love. That's just a filler ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so that's how I feel about it.
Well, I think in certain situations, like, divorce is the only answer. But I think people are quick to just we'll just divorce. Like,
but what instance do you see?
Like a harmful, like if you're getting beat or like, you know what I mean, in situations like that. But if it's some shit like, the thing is, people don't realize it's hard as fuck to bring 2 people together. It's an unnatural thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, to bring 2 people together is an unnatural thing. We don't come into this world 2 people together. Even twins, they have trouble, like, throughout life separating because they've actually come into the world together. Like, that's the only situations where you've come in with somebody. So to take 2 individuals and try to put them together is, like, an unnatural thing. It's not easy. Like, it's going to take work. Even, like, people who are relationship goals, you see them going through shit. Beyonce and Jay-Z, they went through scandals. Like, all these couples that people are like, oh, I want to be like them, they go through shit too. It's facts. It's the shit. It's the getting over that hump, that fight that like makes it work. Like that makes it real. That makes it the goal. The goal isn't to be up here looking cute and shit. The goal is to find somebody that you can go through fucking life with. Because I said it before, the only person designed to go through life with you is your spouse. Your kids will leave you at some point. Your parents will leave you at some point. Your friends will find their spouse and leave you at some point. Like, the only person that you gonna fucking rock out with till death do you part
is your spouse.
No. So that's a real commitment. It's not a fucking for the time, for the day.
But is the marriage, is the whole concept of marriage and like this whole institutional union another thing created by our society to like can kind of control us?
Okay, but even if it is, why aren't you taking it serious?
Because society put it in place.
Well, don't do it then.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If you feel that way about it, just don't do it. If that's how you feel about it, then don't do it. Like, leave it for the people who believe that it's for them. And for those who don't think it is for them, don't do it. Like, people just do it for the wedding. Like, that's the most exciting part about some people's entire marriage.
Everybody wants that lifelong partner. And I think everybody wants that. You know what I mean? But I don't, I don't know. I think the whole union of like 2 people becoming one person, that's just kind of it's an interesting concept, to say the least.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's not an easy thing. It's not just like, oh, well, people been getting married forever. Like, I can just pick somebody out the fucking, out the hat and it's going to work. You know what I mean?
That's what arranged marriage is.
Yeah. And it works. But it works because that's what they believe in. It goes back to tradition. It goes back to like your morals. Like if I've seen my parents in an arranged marriage and they've actually been happy, like I'm feeling a little bit better.
That's what I'm saying. If they have a higher success rate than we do, what's that mean?
Because they don't believe in divorce. It's arranged.
But we're not supposed to believe in divorce.
But that's what I'm saying. We are so quick to. In America, we feel like we have options. Like. You think Instagram and shit is like people feel like they know people from Instagram. Like people that they've never ever met in person. Like they feel like they have relationships with. That's what I'm saying. We feel like the grass is greener because we feel like we can touch different people. Like in arranged marriages, they feel like, okay, our parents put us together for life. Mm-hmm. Like You don't think they go through shit? You don't think that's a hard transition? Because half the time they might not even really be attracted to them.
That's one thing.
But you learn to like know people, and you like, damn, okay, like.
Yeah, that's one thing about me, man. Is I'm loyal, bro. Like, in the moment you choose to quit on me, friendship, relationship, any shit, you know what I'm saying? We ain't cool no more.
Yeah.
Because you show me where you stand as a person.
I like that too.
If
I cut a nigga off, G is strong.
Yeah. Facts, but shit.
He said, if I cut a nigga off, G is strong.
Because, I mean, they show you when shit get hard, bro. When shit get hard.
That's really for
exactly,
you.
Man. Like, and if you gonna walk out when shit get a little rocky, don't come back when shit gets sunny.
Yeah, and the thing is, and that's what I was saying. I don't gotta be mad at you.
And that applies to
that's good on you.
Yeah, that applies.
That applies to females. You know what I'm saying? Like you all cool and shit, and then when I'm going through some shit personally, and then you want to pop up when you see me successfully.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
What would you want me to do if you were going through some shit personally?
You want me to
know what I mean? Exactly. You would want me to stay and hold it down like the same way. We wanted to stay and hold it down for us too. And that like not even just relationships, like you said, that's friends, family, everybody. Like it's everybody that's around me. Like if I can't rock out with you in the hard times, then don't come around for the good shit.
Well, I've been in situations like that, and I'm the type of person. And very opposite, like I always give people the benefit of the doubt every time. You know, like I've lost friendships to relationships, and I'm like, why the fuck were we even friends to begin with? But somehow, you know, we're still friends. You know what I mean? But then I think that's also like I've been told that like being the only child, like it also comes from that. Like people who are only children tend to take friendships a little bit more personal and more serious, like. Than a person who has like
siblings. So that's the thing though, because I'm not an only child, but because I take them so serious and so personal, when you violate me in any type of way, you're dead.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about people, and we said this verbatim earlier. People make mistakes.
No, it's cool. I understand mistakes, and I understand like small things that you do that make me upset or something that I might not like. I ain't talking about something that small, but if you do something that's completely out of character, something that doesn't allow me to feel like I can trust you. Like, it's so easy for me. Like, it could be a 3-month relationship or it can be a 10-year friendship. I'm out of here, bro. Like, I'm not going to allow you to the chance to violate me again. Like, you don't get the opportunity to be like, and it may be to my fault. So I'm not saying I'm correct for doing it. I don't care how close we are. If you do something that I feel like is like too out of pocket, that's it. Like, there's no back for me. Like, you won't get a chance to do that to me again. I promise you. You're a dead duck.
It's that feeling of just being bailed on. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you go into war and you turn around and all your homies is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, left on.
But they're not your homies, then, bro.
Left for dead on the side of the road.
Yeah, but that's not.
That was you.
That's not what you want.
But I was with 20 people who left me on the side of the road,
and we told you to stop. That's the difference.
But I got left and I was in the neighborhood. So I mean, that's it. Right. Giving people the benefit of the doubt. So.
Yeah.
You better guy than me.
Yeah, I try to be.
Because I would have stole off on everybody that was there.
You couldn't.
I would have called everybody. Like, eventually somebody would have got it.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you can give people the benefit of the doubt and still be good on them. Like, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be like, oh, fuck this nigga.
Yeah,
like,
it's not like that on me.
Like, okay, like, you might have had some shit going on, but I can't have people who not gonna bring their shit to me like I'm bringing my shit to them.
Yeah,
because I know how good of a friend I am. Like, I know how loyal I am. I know how I go to the end of the earth for people. So when you don't do the same for me, like, you dead to me. Like, I got nothing for you. Like, I know how good of a friend I am. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So when I don't get that in return, bro, I got nothing for you. Like, I'll feel bad about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you shouldn't feel bad about it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. If we friends, like, y'all know, I'm open book. Like, if some shit going on, I feel like I can tell anybody that I consider a friend.
But I feel like that's why all of us have been so close for years, like 10 plus. That's rare. Like, all of us have known each other for 10 plus. And we don't got just 2, like, dope friends. We got, like, a clique.
Yeah. It's a lot of niggas that I've known for a 10-year period that I still rock with. It's
you know crazy. What I'm saying? And it's like, even if we go through 2 months without talking, we pick up the phone, it's like we just talked yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how all of us are. You know what I mean? I feel like that's crazy.
I think it's crazy because, like, I tend to have people around me that can constantly push me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm a firm believer, like, God will work everything out. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be, the only thing I can control is what I can control. Like, I can't worry about what you're doing. I can't worry about what you're doing because it's not gonna do anything. Like me worrying about other stuff is not gonna do anything. I can only control what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And if I'm doing certain things, the only people that's gonna be around me are the people that can promote that certain thing. And like, sure. You know what I mean? It might be a few motherfuckers that are trying to break it and bring it down, but they usually isolate themselves. Like you get exposed, and then it's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? You get out of here. I'm rocking with these motherfuckers right here. We about to rock out. It's crazy, man. You just gotta like whatever you put out into the world is what you're gonna get back. So if you go into a marriage thinking you can get divorced, you're going to get divorced.
Yeah, that's the option. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're going to take that option.
Yeah, exactly. You put it on the table. Like a lot of people tell you, there's power in the tongue. It's seriously power in the tongue. Whatever you speak will happen. If you say it enough, it's going to happen. Like, because subconsciously, the thing is, when you go to sleep, you're still saying it.
Facts.
Because your body's dreaming. You're going through situations like, in those situations, you're still saying the same thing. You just don't remember it. Like, so when the situation comes up, it's like, you know what? I can be the fuck out of here. Like... Instantly, you know what I mean? So
you wanna who's to know about the contest still?
Okay, yeah. So last week we sparked the contest for y'all. A lot of our listeners have been commenting, and we really want to get back and try to bring y'all onto the couch with us so that we can have a female perspective for once. We're gonna typically leave this a male panel because we feel like there's a lot of outlet for women, but there's not a lot of outlets for men getting up here and being transparent and talking about the topics that we're talking about. So this is the No Yes Man podcast, but we're going to give you the opportunity to come on the couch and speak for the woman perspective.
And ask us questions, pick our brains a little bit.
Actually, get in here and talk your shit because a lot of women felt like they're not being represented. Like, so we're going to tell you, come on here and talk your shit. We're going to talk our shit and it's going to be whatever. But it's the whole entire month of May. So that's 4 opportunities for people to come up. We'll invite different people, but all you got to do is like, share, subscribe, the normal stuff like that you should be doing anyway. If you're sitting here, just keep supporting, dropping topics. We're just trying to filter out who we feel would be a good pick. So reply on our Instagrams, reply to the comments and stuff, so we can really feel like, okay, who's gonna get on here and talk this shit? Because a lot of people think it's, let me just show up and talk, but it's not. Like,
yeah, it's a lot that goes into it.
It's a lot that goes into it, and it's very, I don't want to say strategic, but things have to mesh the right way. Like, we can't be talking over each other. So if you think you belong and you think you can stand up for the women and come on here and hold your own,
let's get it.
Challenge.
Yeah. And
as you challenge has been presented.
As you can see, man, like, we actually take the topics into consideration. So comment topics you want us to talk about. You know what I'm saying? DM. We got a new IG now. Go follow that. The No Yes Man Podcast IG.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We're posting from there. Check the cast list and everybody that's involved, and we're trying to do something good. I'm telling you, I've been really blessed from just meeting with you guys, man, every week, and just being able to talk. And
like consistent.
I said, we have a platform where we talk about a lot of relationship stuff because that's what a lot of our listeners are asking for, because we hold so many different perspectives. Mm-hmm. Like single dads, like single, in relationship, married, like that's one broad perspective where we can give you a lot of different feedback. Mm-hmm. But we're trying to shift the culture, man. It's a lot of stigmas on the male in general that
we trying to bust that.
Yeah, that don't fit us, that don't mold into us. Like, you can't look at us and just be like, put us in this box. Like, we're all unique in our own different way, and we're here to show people that it's okay.
And we're showing y'all that we're not all pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got all people.
Even if I was a piece of shit, doesn't mean I'm a piece of shit
now. Yeah, because all 4 of us come from different backgrounds, and as you can see, we all trying to be better men every single day. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? And us coming together, supporting each other, you know what I mean, shows that it's possible, man. Like,
and we're trying to show men that it's okay to come together. Mm-hmm. Like, don't feel like only women can get together and do stuff. Like, go hang out with your homies more. Like, but when you're doing it, build. It's not about
be productive.
Yeah, it's not about bragging. I think when guys get together, a lot of times it's
a lot of fucking off.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking shit and a lot of fucking I was with this girl. Like, no, man, like.
Work on something.
Like, use your brain, man. Like, come together, knowledge share. Talk about what you read that week. Like, start a book club with your homies. Like, it's so much information. Make sure you're trying to get it and build with the people that you love, especially your friends. Like, making M's with my friends. That's when I heard that, man, that became like a dream of mine. Like, to make millions with my friends would be insane. Like, I would love that. So,
It's gonna be lit.
you know what I mean? So, work on making yourself better. Work on making the people around you better. Even if they don't get better, the energy you're putting out will attract better people towards you. You know what I mean? So people complain about a lot of shit that's going on, but you're putting that negative energy out. That's why you keep getting a bunch of negative energy back. Work on choosing. We only get 24 hours. Work on choosing the best version of you for that 24 hours, because you might not wake up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And when people tell you it's okay to plan, but your plan can go to shit. I meal prep every week. Doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking make it to eat all those meals. It doesn't. Like, I'm grateful that I get to eat all the meals that I prep in a week. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not promised. So every day that you wake up and your eyes are open, first of all, just be grateful that your eyes are open to whatever your situation is, and make it the best 24 hours that you can, and maximize it. Don't fucking sleep in half the day. The weekend is not a fucking break. It's your time that you don't owe somebody else. Like, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day.
I wake up at 3:30 every day.
PM.
Because
PM.
No, AM.
You wake up at 3:30
for a bathroom break don't count because you go remain asleep.
Our goals are different.
But in closing, man, don't forget, support your local businesses. You know what I'm saying? Show love to the people around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, every major business came from somewhere. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, in your communities, you giving a helping hand to the people who's giving back.
Yeah. And also, like my brand today is belief over opinion, BOP.
Hey, that's hot.
It's pretty cool. It's like your beliefs over everybody else's opinion. BOP, belief over opinion. Hold it down.
You got the Atlanta brand on. God is dope.
Hey, I got that Ralph Hatley brand with all my jackets over there, but y'all seen the
the Royal Heart brand. We got these hoodies.
Yeah, Royal Heart's on the way. I'm telling y'all, I think we've actually had a lot of people reach out, especially the women. We're looking at a design, design like that we can cater to the women.
These
but
spring pullovers are gonna be crack.
The Ralph Hart brand is coming.
We're gonna post some links everywhere. You know what I'm saying, so you can go get your order, go get you right. But like I said, it's New Future Flash in the building.
Hey, it's SDOT.
The Real Mall.
It's your boy Trues.
Thanks for listening to No Yes Men Podcast. Peace.
Guess what, niggas?
Riding through the city on my Cali floor. Blessed just to be with you, see, she the crack door. Gotta make a movie with my boo, that's a fact though. Seats back in the Cadillac with the 100 spokes. Everything so groovy, Bell Biv come do me. It's a crime to love her, you should go on and sue me. She Michael Jackson bad, Janet Jackson nasty. Ooh, she's so sassy, but still keep it classy.